Today, Tuesday, the 24th of September 2024, we have some hand-picked match predictions to share with you, which will be backed up by some stats and analytics to help you make your picks in this list to boost your winning by a greater percent. And to those of you who want to have access to even more games, especially this upcoming weekend, which we have prepared a list of top 10 to top 15 match prediction based on 1.5 and 2.5 goal match picks, which are our best picks, as well as games for corner kicks, which you can find your 2 to 3 and maximum 5 odd per slip to boost your winning by a greater percent. We share this game to members only, and to those of you who are not yet members, especially to the level 2 pro membership package plan, then of course you want to make sure to go ahead to subscribe to the level 2 pro plan to start accessing members only videos and match predictions to take your winning to the next level. To those of you who want to join, the link is below this video description. You can easily click on it, then navigate and join to become a member to start having access to all of these features. So without wasting time, I'm going to begin with the first event of our today's list. Looking at the first match pick, we are looking at Armenia in the Premier League. We want to look at the match between West Armenia against Ararat Armenia. First, I want to share with you the recent performance of the home team, which is West Armenia. You're going to see that its recent performance based on games they have had show that they concede as much goals as they can. You can see 3, 6, 2, and 5 goals being conceded based on recent event play. They have a very high conceding power. Its opponent, on the other hand, have proved that they are very good. You can see 4, 3, 3, and 3 here. And of course, looking at recent games being played by away matches by the away team, you're going to see that the performance here is better as compared to home games being played by the home team. Now, I want to share with you the stance performance of these two based on comparison in terms of form. You're going to see that based on this comparison, West, that is Ararat Armenia, is in better position. Having played 5 events, they have had 4 wins, 13 goals scored, and 4 conceded. Very offensive and very defensive. And looking at the away form based on Ararat, you're going to see that for 3 events played, they have had 6 goals scored. That is an average goal score rate of 2. But looking at the form table of the home, you're going to see that the home team, which is West Armenia, concede as much as they can. They are not good. For 3 events played, no wins, and they have recorded up to 10 goals. That is an average goal conceded rate of more than 3. And looking at everything in place, we are looking at 2 major picks in this event in full time. For this particular event, Ararat, which is the away team, have proved that it has a great offense. And looking at the defense of West Armenia, they have proved to concede as much as they can. They have an average goal score rate which is above 3. This is going to make Ararat Armenia, which is the away team, to take advantage of the weak defense of the home team to try to lead this match in full time. Also, we want to look at the fact that since Ararat have an average goal score rate which is more, that is 2, and have performed greatly based on recent events, we also want to look at the possibility of Ararat to still lead. So we are looking at 2 major picks here. 1 is Ararat to lead. 2 is the possibility of at least 1.5 goal in this event in full time. Next, we want to look at England EFL Cup, a match between Chelsea against Barrow. In this event, first I want to share with you the recent performance of Chelsea based on recent events they have had. And looking at Chelsea, they have had games with West Ham, Bournemouth, and Crystal Palace, and have recorded good success rate, as well as against Wolves. Looking at its opponent, on the other hand, Barrow, based on recent events they have had, they have proved to also be average. And of course, looking at the home performance of Chelsea based on recent events they have had, you're going to see that Chelsea have had games with very strong teams recently, especially in the Conference League against Sevilla, and also in the England Premier League itself against teams like Man City, and also in the, especially here, club friendly, which they have had games against Inter and also Club America. Its opponent, on the other hand, as you can see, based on away games they have mostly had games bet in the League 2 itself. And looking at everything in place, we want to look at two major picks here. First, the fact that Chelsea have mostly had events, especially with stronger teams in the Conference League and also in the club friendly, having played with very strong teams, and the recent results have proved that they are good, while its opponent on the other hand have played mostly only in the League 2 itself. As you have seen, the performance of Chelsea in the Premier League is stronger as compared to Barrow in the League 2. So as a result, since Chelsea is a better team, being playing in the Premier League and recent performance is better, we want to look at Chelsea to lead. And because Barrow is in League 2, the performance of Barrow, or the team itself is not as strong as Chelsea. So we want to look at Chelsea to lead this match in full time, as well as the possibility of at least 1.5 goal in full time or 2 goals over. Looking at the next pick here, we are looking still at the England EFL Cup, Man City against Watford. First, the performance of Man City based on recent events have proved that they are very, very good. They have mostly had games, especially in the Premier League itself, as well as in the, as you can see here, Champions League. Strong teams like Inter, and the performance have been amazing. Recently, Watford, which is the away team, have mostly had games in the Championship itself, and their performance recently is not good. And looking at this comparison, the performance of Man City, especially at home, is good. They have had games with strong teams like Arsenal, Inter, Brentford, and Ipswich. Looking at Watford on the way, they are very poor and they do concede as much as they can. And looking at everything, we look at two major picks here in full time. But beginning with the commentary, first, Man City, of course, have mostly had its events recently in the Premier League itself, as well as in the Conference League, and their performance based on recent events which they have had have proved that they are offensive based on recent event played, and having been played with stronger teams like Inter, and also against Brentford and Manchester United, registering wins. Then, of course, looking at that of its opponent, which has mostly played games, especially in the Championship itself, which performance is not as good. Then, of course, we want to look at Man City to lead this match, since it has a better performance as compared to Watford, as well as since the Watford itself, which is the away team, has higher probability of conceding much goals against teams like Sheffield and Norwich. Then, of course, Man City still have the probability to lead, as well as the possibility of 1.5 or 2.5 goal in full time. Therefore, we want to look at two major picks. One, Man City to lead. Secondly, 1.5 goal in full time. And thirdly, 2.5 goals in full time. Looking at the next, we are looking at Northern Ireland in the Premiership, a match between Laney against Loughgall. For this event, the recent performance, of course, of the home team, Laney, have proved to be good. Having played with teams like Glentoran 2-0, you can see the performance here is average. That of its opponent, on the other hand, proved to concede as much as they can. Looking at the performance of the home team based on home event, proved that they are better as compared to the away performance of the away team that concede much goals. Looking at the stands, this is just the first round of this tournament, and looking at everything in place, we want to look at two major picks in this event in full time. Though it is the first round, first I want to share with you the form table based on recent events they have had, and looking at the home form of Laney, you're going to see that they are better as compared to the away form of Loughgall, which, depending on recent or games they have had, you can see that they concede as much as they can. And looking at everything in place, we want to look at two major picks here in full time. First, the commentary. For this particular event, of course, Laney, which is the home team, have proved that they are better as compared to Loughgall. Laney, which is the home team, offense is better based on recent event in terms of form, of comparison of recent 5 games they have had, and that of Loughgall on the opponent concede as much as they can. And the recent performance of Laney, of course, proved that they are better. Therefore, want to look at Laney to lead this match in full time as one of the best picks, as well as the possibility of at least 1.5 goal in this event in full time. The next match picks here, we are looking at Wales Premier League. That is a match between Plymouth against Brighton Ferry. First, the performance of Plymouth based on recent event they have had proved that they are good, and they have had goal score rate between 1 2 and even 3 goals per event. That of its opponent, on the other hand, proved to concede as much as they can, and the conceding power is very high. The performance of Pinibot based on recent event at home proved that they score between 1 to even 5 goals recently. That of the away base, that which is Brighton Ferry, have proved that they are not good, and they do concede as much goals as they can. Looking at the form comparison in terms of the standing and form of these two, we are going to see that Pinibot, which is the home team, proved to be better, and based on its home performance, they have proved to sit on the best position. Having played 4th event recently at home, they have had 3 wins, scoring 9 goals and conceding 2, offensive and defensive. But that of its opponent based on the way proved that they concede much goals, and sitting on the 11th position, they have had 6 goals conceded for 3 game played, showing that they are very conceding. And looking at everything in place, we are looking at 2 major picks here in full time. But first, the commentary. Pinibot, of course, have proved that they are more offensive, having been scoring an average, or having an average goal score rate of above 2 and going up to 2.2 to 2.3, prove that they are better. And Brighton Ferry, which is the away team, concede as much goals as they can, and as a result, Pinibot, which is the home team, want to take the advantage of the weak defense of Brighton Ferry. Therefore, we are looking at 2 major picks here. First, Pinibot to lead this match in full time. Secondly, the possibility of 1.5 goal in full time or 2 goals over. Looking at the next pick, we are looking at Spain La Liga, a match between Real Madrid against Alaves. For this event, Real Madrid, which is the home team based on recent event they have had, proved that they are better, and having scored between 1, 2 and even 3 to 4 goals per each event. Its opponent, on the other hand, have also proved that they stand on an average position. Looking now at the performance of Real Madrid based on home event they have had, they prove that they have lead every home event based on recent event of 5 games they have had recently. That of Alaves, on the other hand, concedes much, and they are not as very strong as Real Madrid. And now this particular tournament is the 7th round, and of course, looking at everything in place, we want to look at 2 major picks in this event in full time. But first, I want to share with you the stands performance in terms of form, the performance of Real Madrid at home based on home event. You're going to see that, of course, they sit on the 2nd position. Having played 3 events, they have had 9 goals scored and 1 concede. That's a very offensive and very defensive power. Comparing to that of the away performance of the opponent Alaves, you're going to see that Alaves is not as strong as Real Madrid, and having an average goals conceded rate of up to 2, Real is going to take the advantage of the weak defense of Alaves. As a result, we want to look at 2 major picks here in full time. But first, the commentary. Since Real Madrid has stand on the better place, having a high offensive rate and high defensive rate, comparing to that of its opponent, whose offense is not good but weak at defense, therefore want to look at Real Madrid to take advantage of the weak defense of Alaves. We want to look at Real to lead this match as one of the major picks, since the defense of Alaves is not very strong. Secondly, since the defense of Real Madrid is very strong, we want to look at the possibility of the fact that Real Madrid having higher offense and weak defense of Alaves to score over 1 goal in this event in full time. As well as since the defense of Alaves is weak, we want to look at least 1.5 goals in full time or 2 goals over. Therefore, we have 3 major picks here. 1, Real Madrid to lead. 2, the possibility of Real Madrid to score at least 1 goal or more. Secondly, or thirdly, the possibility of 1.5 goals or 2 goals over. These are some of the major picks we have to share with you for today's event. Good luck, and see you again in the next upload. And do not forget to make sure that you become member of the Level 2 Crew Plan to start having access to more games, as well as our top 10 picks and top 15 game predictions based on our hand pick of 1.5 and 2.5 goals and corner kick events, which you can use to take your winning to the next level. Good luck, and see you again in the next upload, and bye bye for now.